Scentland, the land of scent. Hello and welcome, it's Chris back with yet another fragrance review, and today it's all about Trussardi, as you see there, Trussardi Python, released by the precious house of Trussardi back in 2001, 20 years ago. Unfortunately, this has been discontinued since, but in 2001, Trussardi still mourned the passing of Nicola Trussardi, who really brought the company to another level. For example, he introduced the Greyhound logo, and he really, was concentrating on many different aspects of the business. And he, as I say, brought Trussardi to another level, and with him Trussardi entered into the fragrance game as well. He passed away, Nicola Trussardi, in an automobile accident in April 1999, I think it was. And his son Francesco took over. And this fragrance, Python, and its female counterpart, Python Donna. This is Python Uomo, okay, or Python Uomo and Python Donna. Look at this color. I mean, like, fantastic. We're gonna come to that. Python Uomo is this one for men, obviously, 2001, and this was something that is a great example of the early 2000s and how brave Trussardi was at the time releasing this. You would think by looking at the bottle, this is the bottle. You can see I have a few bottles and unopened boxes and that, so I cherish this fragrance a lot, and I cherish the brand a lot. You could think, wow, this is just a boring aquatic, summer fragrance by Trussardi. No, an absolute signature material here, and I'm going to tell you why. Because the nose, the parfumeur Louis Turner, has done a very brave job here, blending fairly unusual notes into a fairly unusual, fresh, fruity, leafy, green, exotic smelling beauty. Okay, so which are these notes? And in this case I really have to highlight them because they are special. You have fig wood bark, you have cypress leaves, and you have tea, very calming effect in this fragrance, okay? And you have olive, which gives it this oily quality, green oily quality, okay? So you have, there's other notes in here like vetiver, and there's probably some cedar in here, which gives it a bit of a backbone. But to me, these four notes that I've just mentioned really play a major part in, sorry for that, major part in how this composition, how this blend is really shining at its utmost, and it really provides you with a smell that you have never smelled before. It's one thing, very alluring, very appealing, very addictive as well, exotic and extremely natural smelling. So when you look at figwood bark and olive and cypress and tea, cypress leaves and tea, you can imagine that this is something very special, and indeed it's blended into a never pushy, actually fairly subdued fragrance that I think did not rock the fragrance market because of its performance, because it's a very quiet fragrance. It's a very delicate fragrance. It's a long-lasting one, but its sillage and projection are not leaning out the window, if you know what I mean, okay? But the quality is extremely high, and again, it's fairly long-lasting. It's an eau de toilette. What I feel with this fragrance is it's for the wearer to enjoy, and for the closest human being to him, okay, or her, if you will. It's an intimate fragrance. This is a typical intimate fragrance, okay? And probably that's the reason why it just wasn't too loud enough to to maintain its presence successfully on the ever-growing market, okay? Yet it truly stands alone in as a proud member of the lineup of great Trussardi quality fragrances, and I mean Inside or Trussardi Uomo or L'Uomo as well by Trussardi from '95, or the Donna version, or actually Python Donna as well. This one is a fantastic gourmet chocolatey powdery fragrance from 1999. So probably actually the whole Python theme was still originated by Nicolas Trussardi, because this one came out in 1999. So maybe Nicolas was still somehow actively involved with this being created, okay? But definitely this saw the day of light under Francesco Trussardi, who only 2 years later tragically passed away in a car accident as well. So father and son both died in car accidents. One was Nicolas Trussardi was driving his own Mercedes, and Francesco his Ferrari. So they better leave the driving to others at the Trussardi family for sure, because such a waste of great talent and great fantastic creative human beings, okay? So rest in peace for these great two members of the Trussardi family. And indeed, unfortunately for Trussardi Python Uomo, because it's not around anymore, it has been discontinued. Since then, Trussardi has flooded the market with various fragrances. Some are good, some are not so good. I'm not the greatest fan of what's coming out by Trussardi since 2011. That was the last really good one with Trussardi Uomo. But somewhere still available. I think the prices are very high on this one, and if you really have to have a connoisseur kind of approach to appreciate the price that they're asking for this today, because again, it's not a pushy fragrance. You will not necessarily get complimented by all your environment and your colleagues and that, because this fragrance rather is intimately whispering to the wearer and the closest person to him or her, okay? So, and when I say this, to me this is also genderless. A woman can wear this without any issue, okay? So, but the most important thing is about this fragrance that it has this totally unique smell. You never smelled anything like this before, as you have indeed never seen these four notes being combined this way by anybody before or after. So, chapeau to Louis Turner for this job, and I'm sad that it's not around anymore. But I can understand, in the growing competition of today's fragrance market, this would have had a very hard time to remain standing proud there. But definitely a collector's item. Okay, Trussardi Python Uomo and the Donna version as well. I'm probably going to review this actually. My daughter, who is only 10 years old, really likes the smell of this one. This is a wintertime chocolatey powdery fragrance, the Donna version. And this version, and this one, Uomo, is rather I would say, a springtime, summertime fragrance. Okay, it really boosts your mood, and goes well with a white shirt and warm air. Okay, white shirt and warm air and naked skin, baby, naked skin, just like python's skin. Right? I love the theme actually. Look at this, it's so beautiful. So, in the color and everything. Wow, I could just rave about this fragrance for a long time. As you can see, I made sure that I have some backup. So that's a fairly good recommendation, I would say. Okay, so thanks very much. This was Chris with Trussardi Python Uomo. Grazie mille ragazzi, ciao.